This is the right way to put on the prong collar on Elenor. You want it to go, the training collar to go up around the bottom of her jaw really high, and then around and up high around the backs of her ears. And then it just kind of clasps together like a necklace. You'll hear it click, and that should be kind of up right behind that bone that's on the back of her head. So you see that it's really nice and high right behind the backs of her ears. That's the right spot and where you want to have it when you're doing training sessions with her. This is an example of the type of training sessions that we want you to do with Ellie when you get home with her. So Nate's going to work on sit, stay, come, heel, and down.
Ellie heel.
So we like to say her name before we give her a command. So it's Ellie heel. When you say Ellie heel, she walks alongside the left hand side of your body. When we stop, we have Ellie sit. We give her a stop sign for stay. So you can see Nate has a stop sign up and he's saying stay. And then it's Ellie come, and you bring that stop sign down to your thigh or to your leg. And then she should come and sit kind of right in front of you. So it's Ellie heel, and she's on heel right now. You can see she's not pulling forward or trying to get away, but she's just walking nice right alongside Nate. And then he gives her that stop sign for stay. She should stay in that stay position right where he has her sitting. And then when we say come, she comes and walks right to us. And you can see when Nate says come, he kind of teethes the leash into him. So she's in down right now, and you can see she's kind of goofing around a little bit. So that's okay. We just want to really keep on working on that down with her. So he'll do that command a couple more times now to kind of get it solidified. So the hope is to have her just stay in that down position like that.
Stay. Ellie, come. Good girl.
And then he'll just correct her. We want her to sit kind of straight right in front of us, just like that.
Ellie heel.
She's healing like a dream with the training collar on. Super good on the bike, super good on the walking path. I would say our biggest hurdle with Ellie has been that down. She just has not wanted to do it for us super precise. She will go down. We want it to be a little more precise. We don't really want her smelling and moving around when we give her that down and stay position.
Ellie, come. Come.
I'm just going to show you walking on our sidewalk right here with Ellie. I just want to encourage you guys to really be her leader when you're walking with her. Don't let her lead you. When she starts to want to smell and walk off the path, you keep your shoulders back and your body's forward, and you lead her. Don't let her be smelling around and sniffing around. Obviously, if she has to go to the bathroom, you're going to know, but be the leader for Ellie. She's looking for leadership. With that said, if you approach people on the path, or if she sees a squirrel, you can kind of notice her attention going somewhere else. You can really just talk her through that. We keep talking to her the whole time we're walking with her. We're Ellie heel, we're saying good girl to her, we're praising her when she's on that heel. So I'm just going to walk down the path just a little bit and just kind of show you what a walk would look like with her. You can go fast, you can run, you can walk slow. She should stay at your pace. When we hold the leash, I hold it kind of close to where this kind of knot is on the leash here, and I face my hand backwards. That way if Ellie starts pulling ahead, I'm able to give her those quick little corrections or tugs backwards, saying that heel to her, so that she stays right in check with the side of me. So Ellie, heel. So you can see I'm walking forward. She's confident next to me. When I stop, she sits down. It's perfect. She's doing really great on heel.
Sit.
A great way to incorporate that sit, stay, come with Ellie is to do it in play. So we use this rawhide bone only for getting excited about retrieving and to establish that sit, stay, come. So right now when Nate first starts playing with her, it's really just to really spark her interest and get her excited about retrieving. So we don't make it super precise. We don't have her sit, stay, and then throw it and then have her go get it. Right now Nate just stays holding onto the leash and kind of just sends her out, and then he tells her to come and kind of pulls her back in once she has the rawhide bone in her mouth. she is still very puppyish, and so this will be an evolving process of incorporating the sit, stay, come in her play. She's gotten really good at doing it with us, but what the idea here is that you can then eventually have her sit right next to you, have her put her in the stay, throw out the toy or the bone or the ball without her going to get it, and then you can say, Ellie, go get it, and then she'll run after it and get it, and then when you say, Ellie, come, she'll bring it back to you. So right now you can see our proximity is not very far. Nate's not throwing the rawhide bone all the way across our yard. He's just throwing it a couple of feet so that he still has full control of her. So that when she picks it up, she doesn't go running away, but instead she's able to hear that command of come. So if she doesn't pick it up right away, then we just kind of grab it and do it again.
Sit. Stay. 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 Stay.
So this is how you would start that next phase, where you would have her stay. Nate sat on or stood on the leash so that when she did try to go get it, he was able to quick grab her. So this would be like phase 2. So the first phase is just playing, holding on to the leash. This is the next phase where you would step on the leash, really practice that staying.
Good girl. Ellie, come. Oh, pick it up. Get it. Come. Sit. Sit.
This is just showing you how Ellie rides or runs alongside the bike. So we still have that training collar on her. Nate keeps her on the left-hand side of the bike, and when he starts pedaling, she just runs right alongside the bike. The leash isn't long enough for her to be able to get in front of him and go in front of his bike tire, but it's long enough that she's not getting pulled. So when he starts biking, you'll see just how she runs super nice.
Ellie, heel.
And again, when you are biking with her, you really have to be aware of your surroundings as the biker. She is still a puppy, and even our adult dogs, when they see a squirrel or a duck or anything on the path that excites them, you just have to really be aware of what you're doing and what's coming up and what you're approaching, so that you can really just talk to her. Nate's constantly, checking in with her. She's looking up at him to make sure what they're doing and where they're going. So she's just running awesome right alongside him, doing a fabulous job. While Ellie is with us, we really try to incorporate manners and ladylike behavior during our training. So one way to do that is to really just not let her prowl through gates or doors. So whether it be going in and out of your house or in and out of your backyard, we always have Ellie in control. So we have her sit, then we lead the way through the gate, and then she follows. So Nate will lead, and then he'll tell her to come when he's ready. So it's just one more little tiny thing that doesn't take very long, but it's a great example of how you're leading her and she's following you, and just a great practice. So this is just a video to show you where we have Elenor when she's in the house with us, so that she is in control while in the house. So we don't let her just wander around in our house unless we are actually interacting with her. In this spot, she's still super central to where we all are, but she's not able to wander around and counter serve or get into trouble. Because she's still so young, you can't trust her really unsupervised. So we encourage you to have a spot that's kind of in your central area that you can teeth her leash to. So right now her leash is just tied to our doorknob, and we have our dogs do this too. We say rug or bed, and we have them sit and stay in one spot in our house. So that way, eventually, when she's even not on the leash and you need her to not be right next to you, say if you're eating dinner and you don't want the dog to be smelling your food or in your lap, you can say, Elenor, rug, and she'll go to her spot. But she has to learn it first. And the way she learns it is by being stuck there, essentially, or teethed or tied up to that spot. So right now she's tied up to the doorknob. We say, Elenor, stay. And then I say, Elenor, rug. Rug. Good girl, Elenor. Stay on your rug. Good girl, Elenor. And then she knows that this is her spot. So right now she obviously can't get away from the spot, even if she wanted to, but that's okay because it really teaches her this is her area. This would take several months of you tying her to this location. And then eventually, even when you untie it, she'll just know this spot. So whether you name it rug or bed or whatever you want, whatever word you want to use. We say rug. This is where she would go. And even when we have people come into our house, guests arriving at our house, we don't want our dogs to be the first thing that are in people's faces. So we always say, Zoe, go to your rug. As soon as I see people have pulled into our driveway, and Zoe will come and sit right in the spot and stay there until I tell her she can come off of it. So it's just kind of an idea for approaching that counter surfing issue you guys are having. Don't let her have free reign to counter surf unless you are literally in the kitchen standing there with her and you can keep an eye on her. Envision her as almost like a toddler. Like, you can't just let a toddler go in the other room and have free reign because you're not sure what they're going to get into. And that's kind of how you have to think of Elenor right now. She's very much a toddler, and so you have to always have your eyes and ears on her. And if you can't, then you either have to crate her or else have her tied up like she is here. Good girl, Elenor. You're so sweet.